And so Watford playing from left to right, get us away. Everton drew 4-4 in a marvellous game here last season. And of course Watford started their first division lives against Everton 2 years ago in August, and they won that fixture 2-0, and this man Neville Southall had a game he'll want to forget when he carried a Pat Rice free kick over his own goal line. And that's an early touch for Tony Coton. So across goes Callaghan. And exactly the same procedure. Barnes near post. Terry on the goal line with Riley. Now Taylor for Watford. Callaghan. Steve Terry has stayed up. And Terry's got a chance here, he can knock it back. Riley came in and Riley makes it. But it may well have gone in off Ratcliffe, but George Riley says that's mine. And that's a perfect start. 15 minutes and Watford won to the good. Heath. Now Trevor Stephen. Rostrum the player covering. Oh, he's left him inside it. Heath is forward and Stephen, and they've made Watford pay for it. Well, it was all really because Trevor Stephen got the chance to play the 1-2 with Heath. Coton is furious, but it's 1-1. Stephen and Heath combining nicely, but perhaps Stephen shouldn't have been allowed the amount of space he had when he first had possession. And so Watford, who were sailing along quite nicely, now suddenly find themselves level at 1-1. Heath. Oh, and he beat Jackett, but Jackett's got it back and given it away again, and Heath does well. But that has to go down as a defensive disaster. Jackett looked to have got it and lost it. And twice within a minute, Everton strike. First Stephen, and now Heath. But you really, in that position, the first priority surely has to be to get the ball out of your own 18-yard box. Mantfield. It's on for Sheedy to chase. And another throw to the visitors as we move into what Mr. James has on his watch for injuries and the odd stoppage. And there hasn't been very much of that. Bailey. And Heath. And they've been made to pay for it again. And you have to say it again that Watford should have cleared it when they had the chance. And not only is that a bad goal to concede at any time, but it would be hardly possible to imagine a worse time than an injury time at the interval. Because 2-1 gives you a chance, 3-1 makes it look like a mountain. And Southall is clearly going to be happy just to play out the seconds that remain. Because of the two managers, it's clearly Graham Taylor that has the sorting out to do as the half-time whistle arrives. Looked so good for Watford when Riley scored in 15 minutes, but 2 by Adrian Heath and 1 by Trevor Stephen make it a very sorry story for the home side indeed. It's Watford 1, Everton 3 at half-time. And Everton get the second half underway, attacking the Rookery end goal. And there were times when one would like to be a fly on the wall in Graham Taylor's half-time team talk. I suspect that today very much one of those occasions. Rostron. Harry Curran is the substitute for Everton. Kevin Sheedy the player to go off. And clearly Howard Kendall's made that substitution with Tuesday's home game in the Cup Winners' Cup against University College Dublin in mind. Presumably we'll see John Barnes float one. And we're still talking at Vicarage Road this afternoon about the marvellous free-kick goal he scored in midweek. Callahan got in, and it's there, and it will probably go down as an own goal, I think, by Derek Mansfield. Mo Johnston went in with him, Steve Terry up there too. But it's 3-2. And is there hope yet for Watford? Really a question of Watford trying hard to keep their nerve, trying to make sure that they do the things right that they have to do, and that most certainly includes clearing the ball at the earliest opportunity. No fancy stuff in their own 6-yard box, and Barnes has failed to clear, and Mansfield has made him pay. Just the very point I was illustrating. And so Mansfield equals his own books. He put one through his own goal, and now he's put one past Cope. Barnes. Oh, he's done well. Now can he get some sort of cross in? He can, and Callahan! That is a lovely goal because it was superbly worked. Barnes down the left, and Callahan did so well. And you have to cast your memory back for a goal like that to Watford's match at Southampton in their very first season in the First Division. Under the floodlights, Barnes did exactly that, and Callahan was the man who finished it off. And so they have 20 minutes, and they're only 1 goal adrift. It's their time for this to take another turn. Here's Barnes. He's going all the way. Johnston and Barnes in each other's way. Can Barnes finish it? And Stevens does well. Well, that would have been 2 in 40 seconds, and while all that is going on, Radcliffe has spoken out of turn to the referee, and he's going to be booked for it. Well, it really has turned into quite an astonishing game. 4 goals in the first half, another 3 now. And we still have the best part of 20 minutes on the watch to play. It's well caught by the goalkeeper. I have to say that Barnes and Blissett, one in each half, have had excellent chances to make it more for Watford, and Graham Sharp's got past Rostron and past Gosen. oh dear, oh dear. It's 2 again, they've got to find. Another X-certificate goal from the Watford defensive point of view. But now we've got 8 goals just as we had last year. They're claiming a penalty for that challenge on Barnes. Mr. James not interested. Now a long ball, Riley to chase and win. Johnston. Callahan outside him. Barnes is arriving far post. That's the cross. And Barnes' header beats Neville Southall's dive. And with just 3 minutes left, that is the 9th goal of the match. That is the First Division for the second week running going to have a 10-goal game. Well, Watford's last one was Barnes cross for Callahan. This time the favour is returned. Jacket waiting to cut out the short one, but Mr. James has been called over by his linesman. He's flagging furiously, I don't know what for. But Jim Masters wants words, and the book is coming out. Whether somebody said something that the referee took exception to, I don't know. It's Curran he wants. Curran is the player that the referee took exception to, and Curran is off. Terry Curran is sent off. Well, he's arguing with the linesman, and I can only assume that he said something which Mr. James has taken as foul and abusive language, because Everton substitute Terry Curran has been sent off. The second opposing player to get his marching orders at Vicarage Road inside a week. And one can only assume that it was for what the laws call foul and abusive language, because you can't be sent off for dissent unless you've previously been booked. The final whistle goes. George Riley, show of frustration as much as anything, kicks the ball to the crowd, but just listen to the crowd's response to a 9-goal thriller. It's had everything. It's had a player send off in the dying seconds. Watford's second home defeat. They really gave Everton the game, because up front they scored 4 good goals and looked quite sharp. And the final score on another remarkable Vicarage Road afternoon is Watford 4, Everton 5.